Army shocked. Jungkook distances himself from BTS. Taehyung admits he cried. Hello everyone. Before we dive into the truth behind this emotional storm shaking the BTS fandom, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss the stories, mysteries, and behind-the-scenes truths about the group we all love. Trust me, you're going to want to stay until the end of this one. It all started with something small. A missing tag here, a subtle absence in group photos there. Jungkook, always the warm-hearted center of attention, suddenly seemed quieter in group interactions. Fans noticed it first during a recent live session, while the others laughed and joked. Jungkook's smile felt delayed, almost forced. ARMY knows the difference. His eyes didn't shine in the way they used to. Of course, social media erupted. Speculation turned into theories. Some whispered about schedules pulling him in different directions. Others suggested a deeper, more personal rift. But then came the moment that set the fandom on fire. Taehyung, the member who has shared some of Jungkook's most intimate, heartfelt moments over the years, appeared on a late-night broadcast. His voice was calm, but his words cut deep. "I didn't expect it to hurt this much," he admitted, pausing as if fighting back a wave of emotion. "I cried, more than I thought I would." What was going on between Jungkook and BTS? And why would Taehyung, known for his poetic way of hiding emotions, let such raw honesty slip through? To understand this moment, we need to rewind. Back to the very core of BTS's brotherhood, a brotherhood forged in tiny practice rooms, late-night ramen sessions, and moments of shared exhaustion. Jungkook was just 15 when he joined, a kid looking up to the older members like family. Taehyung, just a year older, quickly became not just a bandmate, but a confidant. The two formed what ARMY often calls soulmate energy, the kind of friendship that feels like destiny. Over the years, their dynamic has been one of BTS's emotional anchors. We've seen them playfully bicker, share secret smiles on stage, and even comfort each other during some of the group's darkest times. But now, that bond seemed to be shifting. Some fans point to the pressures of individual schedules. Jungkook has been diving deep into solo projects, pushing his artistry to new heights, collaborating internationally, and exploring creative freedoms that don't always align with group activities. While this is natural for any artist, it's easy to forget the emotional toll it can take, not just on the person stepping away, but on those left behind. Taehyung's admission of tears wasn't just about missing a friend. It was about the sudden silence where laughter used to be. The empty space in rehearsal rooms. The feeling that no matter how many messages you send, the replies are shorter, more formal, more distant. And yet, here's the thing about BTS, nothing in their story has ever been simple. The group's history is built on overcoming seemingly impossible odds. They've weathered rumors, industry skepticism, and burnout. So when something like this happens, it's never just about a single moment, it's the collision of years of memories, changes, and the undeniable fact that people grow. But still, why now? Why did Taehyung feel compelled to speak so openly? Some believe it was a calculated move, a way of letting ARMY know that change is happening, but it's being felt just as deeply by the members as by the fans. Others think it was purely emotional, a rare crack in the usually polished wall of idol composure. Either way, it worked. The fandom's reaction was immediate and visceral. Twitter trends lit up. Fan-made edits of their happiest moments flooded TikTok, captioned with heart-wrenching text overlays. One clip in particular went viral, a moment from a past concert where Taehyung and Jungkook sang Truth Untold side by side, their voices blending in a way that made the entire stadium fall silent. Fans paired it with the new audio of Taehyung's tearful confession, creating a haunting juxtaposition, the joy of the past against the uncertainty of the present. But here's the part that keeps everyone guessing, Jungkook himself has stayed quiet. No clarifying statement, no cryptic posts. Just silence, the kind that makes you wonder if he's avoiding the noise or if the noise has already reached him too loudly to answer. This is where the story takes on a darker, more complicated shade. In the world of K-pop, silence is often the most telling statement of all. It invites speculation, yes, but it also suggests that something is happening behind the scenes, something too fragile or too raw to share in the glare of public attention. And for Taehyung to cry, that's no small thing. This is a man who has often shielded his emotions behind humor, who turns pain into art, who once described sadness as a color you learn to paint with. If he cried over Jungkook's distance, it's because that distance feels like losing a part of himself. The question that lingers is this just a chapter in their story, or the beginning of a separation no one saw coming? We've seen this kind of turning point before in history, not in BTS, but in legendary creative partnerships. Think Lennon and McCartney, whose friendship slowly dissolved under the weight of different artistic visions. Or Vincent van Gogh and Paul Gauguin, whose brief but explosive time together as painters ended with a dramatic falling out that still fascinates art historians today. Creativity is as much about connection as it is about solitude, and sometimes, the need for one can eclipse the other. Now ARMY is caught in that breathless space between worry and hope. Every new update, every tiny interaction between Jungkook and the rest of BTS is analyzed like a clue in a mystery novel. Did he smile genuinely in that rehearsal clip? Did Taehyung glance his way during that event? Are they still sharing private moments we just can't see? The truth might not be as dramatic as the theories suggest, but it might also be more profound than we realize. Because what we're witnessing isn't just an idol stepping away from a group, it's the human process of change, grief, and love for something you don't want to lose. To truly understand why Jungkook's distance feels so jarring, you have to remember the way he's always been. From the earliest days, he wasn't just the youngest, he was the heartbeat. When BTS walked into a room, it was Jungkook's easy grin that disarmed the tension, his bursts of energy that pulled the others into laughter. So here we are, ARMY, suspended between what we know and what we fear. Watching each interaction, decoding every glance, holding our breath for the next time Jungkook and Taehyung stand side by side. Will they smile the way they used to? Will they share that unspoken "we've got this" once more? Or will we have to learn to love them in a new, unfamiliar way? For now, Jungkook remains silent. Taehyung has spoken, and his words still echo. And we, the witnesses, are left in that fragile space between certainty and hope. Because sometimes, the most powerful part of a story is the part still unwritten.